Welcome to the second segment of the Central Mine Datolite. This is part 3 in our series. And so we're just going to dive right into the next part, and we're going to be polishing this great nodule that we found in the Central Mine area. Well, Google Earth is certainly a great way that we can engage together on where to look for datolite. And so that was kind of a little bit of my tidbits on the central area. You know, again, collecting in the Keweenaw is always changing. I mean, every single time I go up there, something's different about it. Missions change. Sometimes things become posted. Mines get sold to other individuals, and so, you know, there's not really a clear-cut, you know, list of mines you can go visit. It really, I mean, it could change next week, and so it's really up to you to decide, you know, what's legal, where you have permission, and you know, that's always going to be left up to the person collecting. I can't possibly keep track of ownership and posted signs, especially living in the southern part of Michigan. What I do have here, I have some datolite that I have collected from the central area. And what I've come across is there's basically two types of datolite that I have found in the central area. And we're going to look at those two types right now. So I have here in front of me datolite that I've collected from the central area. And we'll just start out with these two because these two are more identifiable to, you know, as far as datolite, what you're looking for. It just looks like that classic datolite. It's got that cauliflower look to it on the outside, especially the one on my left side here. This one, it has it, but you have to get a little bit closer, you know, to kind of see that shape. But this one's already been pre-cut by nature, and so you get this this kind of view of the inside here. And so it's really kind of an obvious piece, pretty easy one to find and identify. The ones that may not be so easy to identify are this is another type that I've found. This is the type that it's just more of a green on the outside, if my lighting is correct. You got this little bit of a green tint to it. It's mostly white, and you can see, you know, all of these, if I point at it with my nail here, you can see all of these little cauliflower-like spots on it. And so you'll see these types of datolites just don't stick out near as well because, you know, they're just white. And this one happens to have a piece of trap rock next to it. Here's another piece that just wouldn't really stand out, you know, if you compare the two, like say this one. This one is your classic cauliflower looking piece of datolite. This one, however, is not. And so if I roll this around, once you get really close to it, you can definitely see that this has got those cauliflower bumps on it, but they're a lot smaller. And this one you can kind of see has a piece of copper on it right here. But this piece may not be readily identifiable to most people, but certainly is a piece of datolite, and this is the type 2 that I call it in the central area. This is just another piece here that I have. This one was pretty thin, and you know, it's got that green outside edge with a lot of white. So just the two types that I've come across. Looking for datolite for the first time, and you know, it might be your first or third time, you know, looking for it in the Keweenaw, and you've only seen it sliced in half and cut, and you see the pretty colors inside, but you don't know what it looks like natively or naturally, you're at a very big disadvantage. You could be looking right at it, walk right over top of it, and not see it or notice it. When you get a chance to go up that, you're a little bit more prepared when you come across a piece of datolite, and you'll see it for what it is, you know, the first time. And you know, I didn't really have that advantage. I kind of had to learn as I went. So take this piece next right here. We're going to put this on the grinder, and we're going to start to expose this part of the datolite nodule. I don't want to cut this one in half just because it's already been sliced, but you know, it's already been cut naturally. So we're just going to take this piece right here, kind of grind on this edge, and just expose this part of the datolite nodule and see what we get. I'm going to start grinding on it right now. polishing this great little piece of Datolite. And what turned out really cool about this piece is there's copper kind of around the outside of the, like the outside edge of the Datolite. So let's take a look at it right now. Datolite finished polishing, and what's really neat about this piece of Datolite is all around this outside edge there's kind of tiny little flecks of copper, and I'll try to get that in view for you so you can see it. But what also is pretty neat about this is this piece of Datolite is almost translucent. It's got a real clear and clean almost look to it, and there's kind of some different like white thermal clouds kind of formed inside this Datolite, which is actually pretty cool too. Anyway, great little piece, really fun to work with. It polished up really easy, and this will go right in my display case. So there we go, Central Mine Datolite. It turned out really amazing. That piece is just an incredible piece of Datolite. It's got a translucent center. You can kind of see the white cloud rings around it, how it was formed, with also some copper inclusions kind of around the outside edge. It just really makes that piece special. All new to you. I sure hope this video helps you begin to start to be able to identify a piece of Datolite if you do come across one. And I really do hope you find one. It's getting harder and harder to find, so any Datolite that you find, it's exceptionally rare, and it is definitely a treasure from Michigan. So until next time, guys, God bless you. We'll see you then.